Hi, I'm Michelle, and today we'll be discussing methods you can use to form your LLC in South Dakota. We're going to be covering the steps involved in starting your LLC, the forms that you're going to need, the naming requirements, and the 5 main steps needed to actually register your LLC. I'm also going to be explaining the importance of having a registered agent and a very key term known as piercing the corporate veil. Now, if these terms aren't familiar to you, then I highly recommend that you watch this video very closely. Most of the population of South Dakota is working in the service sector of the state. Now, the service sector mainly includes the financial services like taxation and advisory, tour and travel services, educational services, and healthcare. The state's agriculture focuses on corn, rye, wheat, and soybean. Apart from these crops, there is a flourishing industry of high-quality wool production within the state. Now, people have high-quality machinery that they use for rearing wools and later selling them off. Also, there are small fisheries markets in the state which is established near the Missouri River. Now, the overall contribution of the agricultural sector to the GDP of South Dakota is nearly $5 billion. You can start your South Dakota LLC by 3 methods. Number 1 is that you can do it yourself, in which case you can choose to fill them out online or you can send them off via mail. Number 2 is that you hire a professional service to do it for you, which is the most easy and secure method out there. Me personally recommend TailorBrands as one of the best services for this purpose. Number 3 is that you can go ahead and hire an attorney. Now, coming to a very common question, but a very important question. What's an LLC? An LLC is a hybrid business entity which combines a corporation's characteristics with a partnership or sole proprietorship. Now, it separates your personal assets from your business assets and it gives you personal asset protection. So when you're starting off your LLC in South Dakota, you mainly have to file your certificate of formation with the state and pay a filing fee of $150. But in this video, we're going to be discussing option number 2, and we're going to be placing emphasis on why exactly do you need a professional service to do it for you? Because you have to make sure that you're doing your LLC work correctly, because this is one of those things where you just cannot afford missing key information or have any misunderstandings. TailorBrands is a really good and competent professional service that you can get, because forming an LLC is not just filing the certificate of formation, but it's also deciding on a name, hiring a registered agent, creating an operating agreement, and obtaining an EIN. Now, all of these can be done under one roof with TailorBrands. I'm going to be leaving the links in the description below. You can go there, you can check them out. But for now, we're going to be discussing the 5 important steps that you must have when you're starting your LLC in South Dakota. The first step to starting off your LLC in South Dakota is basically choosing the business name. Simple, right? Well, before you name your business, you must know that the name should be easy to remember, should be available, and should follow all the LLC naming guidelines which you can find at startmyllc.io. The 4 key things that you need to be aware of when you start naming your LLC is number 1, the name should be available and no other existing business in South Dakota can share that name. Each business name is unique to its owner. Limited liability company or LLC should be there as a suffix in the company name. You cannot use any name for your business that could possibly be confusing or misleading. So terms such as State Department, FBI, and CIA cannot be included. Number 4 is that terms like attorney, doctor, university, bank, they can be added, but only after you fill out the requirements by South Dakota state government. If you do not wish to file your LLC right now, but you want to hold on to the name, then you can reserve your LLC name for 120 days. But to keep the name, what you got to do is that you have to reserve the name application by paying $25 to reserve your name with the South Dakota Secretary of State. The second and highly vital step to forming an LLC in the state of South Dakota is to appoint a registered agent. Now, a registered agent is an entity that's going to be acting or working on your LLC's behalf, and it's going to receive all the important paperwork and official government correspondence within South Dakota. This is why you need a very competent registered agent for your LLC. You also need to make sure that your registered agent is a resident of South Dakota or at least has a physical street address over there. Now, their business address is used as the LLC's principal address within South Dakota. Most LLC formation companies do also provide registered agent services, such as TailorBrands is a great LLC setup service. They also provide registered agent services and many more services at extremely reasonable prices. Now, a key thing to note when you're getting a registered agent is the importance of having one, but also having a legit one. Because in case of any lawsuit or if you get sued, the lawyer of the other party is going to do what is known as piercing the corporate veil. Now, most people believe that they're setting up LLCs for tax purposes, but the real reason for setting up your LLC is to limit your liability. Basically, what it does is that it creates a divide between your personal assets and your business assets. So if you're sued in your business, they cannot go after your personal assets. So when you're sued, the attorney who's the one suing you is going to start looking for cracks in your LLC, and this is where they're going to pierce the corporate veil. The first thing they're going to do is check whether you have a registered agent. Is the agent legit? And have they been filing all the paperwork correctly? The third and another important step to forming an LLC is to file the certificate of formation. The South Dakota Articles of Organization is a legal document needed to officially register your business with the Secretary of State. It costs $150 online and $165 by mail to file your formation certificate in South Dakota. The certificate of formation includes details like the name of your LLC, registered agent's name, address, employee details, and whether you're member managed or manager managed. So before you start hiring your employees in South Dakota, you should really know about the rules and regulations thoroughly so that you can avoid any future issues out there. We suggest using TailorBrands to file the certificate of formation because they provide a very easy way to fill out the forms without any confusions or missing any of the steps. So if you do happen to get stuck anywhere, they have a live chat option. You can go there, you can ask your questions, and they will respond to you. The fourth step is filing the operating agreement. An operating agreement is an internal document that legally outlines the proprietorship and operating procedures of your LLC. This document is vital as it ensures all the business owners are on the same page regarding their voting power, business resolutions, and a lot more. It helps reduce future conflicts. When it comes to filing the South Dakota LLC operating agreement, the state doesn't really require you to have a very comprehensive agreement, but it is ideal that you have one that contains the details of your business operation. It's recommended that it should be done using a professional service such as TailorBrands, since they know exactly what to do and you won't have to worry about missing out any of the details. The agreement template is drafted for a very small fee of $29. EIN is also known as the Employer Identification Number. It is a 9-digit number given by the IRS to make it easier to identify the type of business for tax purposes and taxes in general. Now, the EIN is necessary for any active business or any form of businesses for that matter. You need an EIN when you start to hire your employees. Now, what do you do? How do you get it? Well, to obtain an EIN, you just need to fill up a form which can be done online or can be done by mail, and you can just submit it to the IRS. You can also use the EIN assistant through TailorBrands, which can help you out with the process. I'll be leaving the links to all of the resources in the description below. You can go there, you can check out which of the options fit your requirements. But for now, I'm going to be showing you how to file the forms using TailorBrands. So this is the website for TailorBrands. And as you can see on the website, there's option to set up your LLC, and you can also design a logo, merch, and the website itself for your brand in case you need one and haven't really gotten around to getting it. I'm going to go into Form an LLC. Now choose the state that you're setting up your LLC in. Add your business name. You can check for the name availability here, which will save you a lot of time. Or alternatively, you can choose the method that I told you earlier by going to the business entity name search. Click on the type of services that you're offering. You'll have to pick which stage of your business that you're on, whether still in the idea stage or it has been set up and fully running. Choose what sort of income your brand will be. Choose whether your business will have a physical address to receive the documents, and also whether there'll be a dedicated person there who's going to receive these. Select the number of employees. Now you have to fill out the information for your business, like your name, phone number, email address. Now choose whether you want to opt for a registered agent or not. TailorBrand charges $199 annually for hiring a registered agent. If you don't have one, then I highly recommend that you get one through them, because the one thing you can't risk is not having a legitimate registered agent. You're going to need an EIN, like I discussed before, for tax-related purposes. If you don't have one, or you're overwhelmed by the process required to get an EIN, then just let TailorBrands do it for you. It's going to cost you $99. Pick if you want to file for compliance. It will cost you $199 when you do it through TailorBrands. Here you can choose whether you want to have your business branding done. If you already have things like logos, domain, and a website, then just move forward. Select if you want to speed up the process. You can form the operating agreement using TailorBrands if you haven't made one already, or you are unsure of how to proceed with making the agreement by yourself. See if all the information that you chose and entered is correct, and check the final billing as well. You can now proceed to pay for the service, and that's all you need to start and form your LLC. Now that you've created your South Dakota LLC, there's still a few things you're going to need. You need a company business bank account and a business credit card. You need to file South Dakota business permits and licenses. You need to get general liability insurance and professional liability insurance, which is going to cover your employees. And you need to file a South Dakota annual report every year. I hope this detailed video helped you out on how to start your LLC in South Dakota. And I wish you the best of luck if you're starting off your LLC there. Now, please continue supporting our channel by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification button. Thank you for watching.